Hello and happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. It is Indy Meets Disney. I am Cedric.
And I am Katie.
And we are so glad you are here with us today. We are here to discuss our recent trip to Walt Disney World. We have our little one here with us today, and that is kind of the matter of what we are discussing.
Yeah, so we want to let you know how things went on our trip there. So when we took her to Disney with us, she was 4 weeks old. We brought her back, she was almost 5 weeks old. And one thing we heard from a lot of people ahead of time, and then even whispering behind our backs when we were at Disney, you really brought a baby to Disney World? So we heard that a lot. They're crazy. How can they be thinking of doing such a thing? But we're here to tell you that it's not that bad, and in fact, it was magical.
Yeah, it was a great time.
We had such a great time, and obviously she's not going to remember it, but the pictures that we took and the memories that we made are going to last us a lifetime, and something we're going to be able to share with our little girl when she grows up. So
yeah, so we recommend it. It was great for us. It was a great experience for us. Now maybe if it's your only opportunity to go to Disney, you're never going to go to Disney again, maybe taking an infant may not be the best option for you. Maybe you wait until they're a little older so they can remember it and they can experience it. But for us that go all the time to Disney, it was a great opportunity for us and a great experience for us, and just like Katie was saying, a magical experience for us, and one that we'll remember forever and are very thankful we did.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we wanted to walk you through some different things about our trip, some things that made it go really well and some things that next time maybe we would do differently. So we flew from Indianapolis to MCO, the Orlando International Airport, and our plan was originally to take the Sunshine Flyer, which is a bus transportation system. We did explain that inside of a different video about what that was kind of going to be like. We were planning on taking that from the MCO airport all the way to our Art of Animation resort. But
yeah, we were super excited about taking the Sunshine Flyer. It was kind of new on the scene. They had a lot of extra magic. The buses were painted up like old trains. The bus drivers were supposed to have like conductor hats. It was supposed to be a really cool experience. So we opted to take that over like Mears Connect, which was replacing Magical Express, and we didn't think Uber would be the right option for us. Having an infant, we didn't know if they'd have the right car seat. So we decided to go with the Sunshine Flyer. So I booked our tickets. We weren't getting until late, like 10:21. So I called them. I said, "Hey, are we gonna be all right to come in?" They said, "Yeah, no problem. We'll book your tickets." But it ended up being a big problem when we got there. So we got there. We got our bags. We got down there. We got to the location. No bus. Like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So we look around. We look around. No bus. No people. Nothing. No sign of Sunshine Flyer at all. So I call them. The lady's like, "I don't know what's going on." So she calls people. She gets back on the line with me. She's like, "They stopped at 11. We're like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" They booked this ticket with us. At this point, it was only like
11:05, 11:10, so it was just a few minutes later.
Right. So like, why did they book this ticket with us when they knew that we weren't getting until 10:21, when they were stopping at 11?
Yeah.
This is insane. So we walked down. We're like, "Please let Mears Connect still be going. Please let them still have an option for us to be able to book." And we're down there. Mears Connect was awesome. They're like, "Yeah, we can get you on easy." We're like, "How long do you guys keep running?" They're like, "We're 24 hours. It's going to be no problem to get you on." We were booked a ticket with them. They were actually cheaper than Sunshine Flyer. We were able to get right on. They got us right to our room. It was nice and easy with Mears Connect, so we were so thankful that worked out for us.
Yeah, we could literally book them in an instant. So if you're ever in a pinch, that's definitely something for you to think about, going with Mears Connect. So I don't know that we'll give Sunshine Flyer a chance again.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They've kind of burned bridges with us. So.
All right, next we want to talk about the stuff we had delivered to our room. So it worked out a great experience for us.
Yeah, so we ended up using Baby Quip, and that was kind of the company that we went with that would deliver baby stuff to our room that we could rent. So the concept of what would be comparable to it.
I'm not really sure like what compared to, but it was like individuals. They had their own personal items, and they just wanted to rent that stuff out to people to make some extra profit, some extra money. I don't know, kind of like a Airbnb or
Airbnb.
Vrbo of their own homes, except this was just personal baby equipment that
Mm-hmm.
people wanted to rent out. So we contacted a lady on Baby Equip, and we said we were going to come in this day. We needed this equipment. We were able to rent that out, and we walked you through the receipt and everything on our previous video.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go back and take a look at that and see the actual cost that it was on our planning for an infant trip video, you can do that. And I advise you to go back and look at that if you are planning to take a trip with an infant. But it ended up being a fantastic experience for us. The lady met us up at the front office, or the front
The lobby.
lobby.
Of the
There you go.
Nation, yep.
Yeah, and it was just a great experience. She had all the equipment for us. Everything was nice. It was clean. It worked out great for us.
It really was a fantastic experience. You can get on the Baby Equip website. You can look for reviews on like how well the person that you're kind of connecting with, how well they've done in the past, and we just had an amazing experience. So I would highly recommend that.
And the price was really reasonable, and it was so much easier than trying to carry the stuff through the airport and trying to have it shipped on the airport, and then carrying it back through MCO and on the bus to take it to the hotel. It was just so much easier just to pick it up straight there and have it at the hotel waiting for us when we arrived.
Yep. So we utilize Baby Equip, but we also utilize Shipped, which we also mentioned in our planning for heading to Disney with an infant. So Shipped was the company that we decided to go ahead and use, where we had a personal shopper that delivered different products to our hotel. And we had it available as soon as we got to the hotel. It was delivered there, and we got to pick it up from like the luggage services people. So we had things like, we didn't want to make up a lot of space inside of the suitcases for diapers and formula and things like that do take up quite a bit of space. Baby wipes. So we decided to go ahead and have those shipped to our room and have those shipped to our hotel, and it made it super easy for us. We got food delivered, drinks delivered, just snacks and things that we would need when we're going to be there for that week. So
yeah, and if you're not familiar with Shipped, it's basically like Instacart or having Amazon ship something to your room. So like Katie was saying, it just saved a lot of space for us, because we flew with Frontier, and if you're not familiar with Frontier, you have to pay per bag. And it would just cost us probably a whole nother bag for for those diapers and for the formula and for the food. So it's just ended up being cheaper for us just to have the stuff delivered to the hotel for us, and just to pick it up there at the hotel. So I just ordered it the morning that we left, and by the time we got to Disney, the stuff was already there waiting for us with the bellhops, and we just picked it up when we got there. Nice and easy.
And they were also able to communicate with us as well about like, oh, we can't find this thing at the store. Would this be a good replacement item? So it's very similar to other companies that do that kind of thing. So.
Yep. Okay, so thinking about when we were getting ready to head out to the parks, we had to think about a couple things like, does Katie have the baby in a carrier? Do we carry around the parks? Do we get a stroller to carry around? So what do we end up with doing?
Yeah, so we went ahead and got through the Baby Equip service. We did get a stroller that had an infant seat inside of it built in, and we really, really enjoyed that stroller. But unfortunately, we didn't have much practice with baby girl in a stroller ahead of time, so she wasn't used to being away from us and not being on us constantly, so she didn't love the stroller. But there were times that she would use the stroller, but most of the time she was strapped onto me, onto my chest with our baby Bajorn carrier. And that, honestly, it worked out really well. She would sleep a ton inside of here and just enjoy her naps throughout the day, and it made it really easy for nap time for our little one. So I would recommend a nice carrier just to be able to use and utilize during your day. And honestly, the stroller came in handy. We still took it to the park every day because that carried all of our stuff. So our diaper bag and our ponchos when it rained and things like that came in very handy.
Right, and there were times she did use the stroller. We were able to put her in there, times to cool her off.
Yes.
We were able to place her in there and able to utilize some different things. We'll talk about cooling off here in just a second. But like Katie said also as well, for being able to put all our bags in, because we picked up lots of different souvenirs and different items, and it was nice to have that stroller to put those items in and carry them, in her diaper bag to put that in there and carry it. So.
Yep. And then as far as keeping her cool, so in the stroller we did buy 2 little mini fans that just kind of wrapped around, had like a tripod bottom. They wrapped around the edges, the handles of the stroller, and we were able to point those towards her to keep her cool, so she definitely enjoyed that when she was in the stroller. And then something we utilize both in the stroller and in the carrier are those cooling wet rags. So those were so handy to be able to keep her cool, and not only cool, so they're the kind of rags that you put under the sink, get wet, and then you wring them out, and then they stay nice and cool for a while. So we utilize those to keep her cool, number one, but also to keep her little bald-ish head out of the sun when she was in the baby carrier with me. And then when she was in the stroller, we were able to put the canopy of the stroller up, but then her little legs sometimes would be sticking out, so we'd cover up her legs with the cooling rags to keep her from getting sunburnt in the sun. She's not able to use sunscreen yet with it being so little. So
Also kind of kept it dark too, right? So she could sleep a little bit during the middle of the day when the sun was out too. So it kind of helped with that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and then as far as other things we did to keep cool, we utilized the pool at the resort. We did that. And then we also tried to find like the little misting places throughout the different parks. So at the Magic Kingdom was definitely the most magical one for us.
Yeah, the Casey's Train splash zone back there in the kids area. That was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fun for her and fun for us as well as adults, just to be able to splash around a little bit and get cooled off. And there's
Splash
different
park,
places.
the splash area at the hotel was really nice too. It was kind of her first experience being in a splash park, and that was a lot of fun.
It was
as
a
well.
lot of fun.
All right, so once we actually got into the parks, there was a couple things that we want to talk about once we got in there. So the first one was the baby centers. So you always hear people just talk about those different baby centers. There's one located in each park. Each one's a little different. Each one's themed a little different. So we want to talk about those and our experience with those with you.
Yeah, so we utilized those at each park. I don't think we used it at Hollywood Studios because I went back to the hotel with her that day because she was a little bit fussy. But at the other places at Epcot, and then we also used the Magic Kingdom. We didn't go to Animal Kingdom, so we didn't utilize that one. But we utilized them several times throughout the day. Number one, for a place to cool off. And then number two, for a place just to be able to feed, and then also a place to be able to change her. And then we also utilized it because sometimes Mama would forget things, and we needed to buy things for her. And we're not going to go into all of those details today, but I will say it came in very handy to utilize it. And we're going to put a video out about the baby care centers here in the near future.
Yeah, and they're very nice areas. They have very nice changing pads, very nice places to sit down with the baby, very nice areas to cool off. They're very nice places.
And they're spacious too, so
use.
there's plenty of space for lots of families to be able to utilize.
Yeah,
So.
and they're free. It's not like you have to pay a price to go in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna put out a video too that kind of shows you the whole area. And Magic Kingdom has been recently redone. It's super nice when we show you that in the video. So, and then also talking about how we dealt with rides and riding the rides and being able to, for us both to be able to enjoy the rides. So we optimized on Rider Swap, which is a free thing Disney offers, which is very nice. So it gave us both the opportunity to be able to ride, and what we would do is we would go up there and we would just scan a band for whoever's going to ride. We were actually there with another friend, and he would scan his band because he would take turns riding with me, and then he would ride with Katie. So he would scan his band and say, okay, I'm going to ride twice. So he would scan his band. He would go on with me after we would ride together. Then he would get to go on again with Katie, and he would just scan his band a second time, and they wouldn't have to wait in line the second time. They would just get to go again. So it was a very nice function. So Katie would wait with the baby after me and him would ride. Then I would wait with the baby while him and Katie would ride. So it was a very nice.
We wouldn't have to wait in line either. We would just wait in a nice cool space. We'd find each other after they were done riding, and then we would go and say, hey, we're ready for our second rider swap. So it was just really nice to utilize that. And we're also going to make a video that will come out soon about rider swap as well. So. Yep.
And then we also wanted to hit on character pictures. Character pictures were amazing.
They were.
And definitely having an infant there, you want to optimize on those character pictures. If you can, while you're there and you can afford it, get that photo pass. It is definitely worth it when you have an infant there. You want to remember those pictures because obviously we said she won't remember them. But if you can get those pictures, you'll remember them, and then you can show her and she'll remember it as well, that experience. And the characters were so fun interacting with her.
They just saw a little baby, and like all of them would go, like asking how old is she. Obviously they can't talk, so wanting to know how old she is, and we'd say, oh, she's 4 weeks old, and they would just like, oh, and just fuss over her, and it was very magical and very sweet.
And the princesses that could talk
Yes.
did interact so well with her, and we're talking about how cute she was, and Tiana was over the top with her, talking
calling
about
her a little beignet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was just so much fun and so many memories that we'll remember, and we were able to catch that all with the photo pass.
And I will say, not every character interaction has a photo pass either. So some of those, and all of them technically, you can take with your own phones as well. But not to have to balance a baby and a phone and a camera and that kind of thing, the photo pass makes it worth it for the ones that do have photo pass.
Right, and then our pictures with the castle, and our pictures with Spaceship Earth, and our pictures with Tower of Terror.
They're treasured.
Yeah, so, yep, it's going to be stuff we're going to remember forever.
Absolutely.
So if you can get those character photos, it's definitely worth it. So, and then the final thing we just wanted to mention was, would we do it again? And for me, 100%, I would totally do it again. She was awesome. It was such a great time. I would totally do it again.
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. And we already have plans to go again in a few months. It's just what we do, what we love to do, and we want to be able to make those memories together as a family. Number one, she's super portable right now. Number two, she's free right now.
She can eat for free.
She can eat for free. She can fly for free. She can go to the parks for free. So everything is free right now. So it just makes it, and besides just the free part, it just those memories together as a family of three now is what makes it so magical.
Yep.
So we'll do it again in a heartbeat.
Definitely. So we appreciate you joining us here on this video. If you have any questions for us about our trip, about our experience, feel free to drop those in the comments and we'll try and answer them the best we can. But we hope you've picked up something new maybe from this video, or go back and watch our Traveling with an Infant video. Maybe pick up something from there about if you're looking to travel with an infant.
And also be looking forward to some of the videos we're going to put out soon from our trip that are going to have some extra tips that we didn't mention in this little video.
Yeah, it's just been a great experience, and we've loved it, and we think it would be a great experience for you as well.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Like this video, become a member of our YouTube family by subscribing to our Indy Meets Disney family, and until next time, we will
See you real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.